Welcome to Sports Banner 38. I am Coach Carroll, and today we're going to be talking about the Heisman Trophy race and the comparison between the finals. And I'm going to go over who I believe is going to win and all that good stuff. So before I get started, I'm going to go over one honorable mention. His team really didn't do good enough to really have him in the discussion. They were only 6-6. Purdue was in a bowl game against Auburn, the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl. But I believe this young guy is he was a freshman, but he will be pretty much in the discussion for the reward for the next few seasons, because Purdue should get better. Rondale Moore, wide receiver. Just to go over his numbers real quick, he had 103 receptions for 1,164 yards and 12 touchdowns and 11.3 yard average per catch. And he also ran the ball 18 times for 203 yards, another touchdown, and also 11.3 yards per attempt. So very explosive player. I'm really looking for big things for him in the future, with Purdue, and you know, just keep an eye on Rondale Moore. I really believe he's going to be special, and you know, for a freshman year, that's already a beast season for a freshman. So shout out to Rondale Moore. I feel like he's a future Heisman candidate, and you know, starting next year, he should be a Heisman candidate starting off the season. But when we are going to the other three that were up for the reward, basically we're down to the finalists now. It's between Tua Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray, and Dwayne Haskins. Starting out the season, my favorite, or you know, after the first few games, my favorite to win the reward was Kyler Murray, and I just feel like he's just the most explosive. As far as who's the better player out of every quarterback, it's probably Tua and Dwayne Haskins. They may be the better quarterbacks, but if you're going by better player, I believe you got to go with Kyler Murray here. Just, you know, I mean, all three of these guys' stats are just mind-boggling. Tua Tagovailoa was 199 of 294 for 3,353 yards, 67.7 completion percentage, 37 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. He ran the ball 48 times for 190 yards with 5 touchdowns. And you know, that amazing numbers. You go to Dwayne Haskins, 348 of 496, 4,580 yards, 70.2 completion percentage, 47 passing touchdowns with only 8 interceptions. Amazing rating, or amazing stats. He didn't run it as much. He's not as much of a runner as the other two. 73 totes for 122 yards and four rushing touchdowns. Now, going to Kyler Murray, he's as impressive as those guys were. He is even more impressive. 241 completions out of 340 attempts for 71% completion. Also, he had 4,053 yards, so not quite as much as Haskins, but more than Tua. And 40 touchdown passes, only 7 interceptions. He was under fire a whole lot more than Tua. Haskins was under fire quite a bit as well, so you can kind of put him in the same bracket there with Kyler Murray. But here's where I think he separates himself. He had 123 rushes for 892 yards and 7.3 yards per attempt for another 11 touchdowns. So out of the three, he had 51. Dwayne Haskins had 51 total, and Tua Tagovailoa had 42. Now, what I believe separates Kyler was He is value to his team. He did take his team to the playoffs. Dwayne Haskins is kind of like a little bit on the outside looking in. Of course, Tua, he had all the talent around him. So I believe that I got to take that into consideration. He had better players around him. Now, granted, Kyler Murray did have great players around him on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like Tua had more talent around him, probably had a better offensive line and all that good stuff. But Tua he wasn't asked to do as much because the team, they blew out most of the teams they played. The one game that he had that they really needed to lean on him, he didn't really play his best game. He had 2 interceptions the whole season until Saturday in the SEC Championship, and he had 2 more interceptions that gave him a total of 4. So Georgia really gave him fits, and if I'm ranking these guys, I'm going Dwayne Haskins 3, I'm going Tua Tagovailoa 2, and my Heisman winner for this season is Kyler Murray. His stats are just off the charts. If you're looking at quarterback ratings, Tua was 202.3, Haskins was 175.8, and Kyler Murray was 205.7. So all 3 had excellent seasons, but my guy is Kyler Murray. I feel like he's the most valuable to his team, and I feel like he's going to give that Alabama defense fits. I don't know if he's going to be able to give them enough fits to win, but I do see him giving them fits. At any rate, guys, these are my Heisman. This is my Heisman rankings where I got them. That's how I would place my votes. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. It really helps me out a lot. Comment, let me know what you think. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Just give me some feedback. Let's get some discussion going. I'd love to know how you guys feel about the Heisman race. Anyway, this is Sports Banner 38. I'm Coach Carroll, and I am out. Everybody have a wonderful evening.